Respected Deputy Director Sir, Vice Principal Sir, Vidit Sir, my teachers and all my dear friends. I, Anmol Chetri of Class 12 Science, am here representing my house. I'm going to I'm here to deliver a speech given by Priyanka Chopra on full power of women. Good afternoon, and thank you, and wow. I'm so privileged and so honored to be sharing this afternoon with all of you and this incredibly amazing women that are being honored today. In life, there are moments when you stop and ask yourself, how did I get here? Like, why am I standing here? Well, this is definitely one of those moments for me, and I find myself going back to my roots. I was born to an incredible parents who served as doctors in Indian Army. I was the firstborn, and as far back as I can remember, I made my parents very proud and very happy 99% of the time. When my brother was born, nothing changed for me. We were both given equal opportunity, and I want to emphasize this. I want to really emphasize this for you because I don't think a lot of people might understand that being equal might seem very normal. But when I come from India and a lot of developing countries around the world, more often not this is an exception. It's actually a privilege. When I was 7 or 8 years old, my parents started taking me on these visits in a traveling clinics to developing communities around the villages around the cities that we lived in called Bareilly. We were packed into this ambulance and my parents would provide free medical care to the people who couldn't afford it. My job at the age of 8 was an assistant pharmacist. I would count all the medicines, put them in an envelope and give it out to the patient. And I really took my job very seriously. But the more I went on these expeditions, the more I began to notice simplest things that distinguish between a boy from a girl or a man from a woman. For example, girls were pulled out of the school when they hit puberty because they were considered ready for marriage and babies. That's 12 or 13. While boys still enjoyed their childhood. For example, or basic human rights such as healthcare were denied just because they were women. Let's call this whole experience trigger number 1 for me. Fast forward few years and many triggers in between. Like a producer and director, for example. Earlier in my career, I must have been about 18 or 19, telling me that if I didn't agree with their ridiculous term or painfully low salary in his movie, that he would just replace me. Because girls are replaceable in entertainment business. That was a memorable one, made me decide to make myself irreplaceable. But I think what really moved the needle for me and ultimately led me to create the Priyanka Chopra Foundation of Healthcare and Education and at the same time partner with UNICEF. I was determined to make difference and as many children lived as I could, in whatever big or small way that I could contribute. There's a really beautiful quote that I read recently and I think it's absolutely appropriate to say, to explain what I'm trying to say today. The hand that rocks the cradle, the procreator, the mother of tomorrow, a woman shapes the destiny of civilization. Such is the irony of fate, that a beautiful creation such as girl child today is one of the most gravest concerns facing humanity. Girls have the power to change the world. It is a fact, and yet girls are more likely than boys never to set a foot in classroom, despite all the efforts and progresses made over the last 2 decades. More than 15 million girls of primary school age will never learn how to read or write, compared to 10 million boys. Over the last 11 years, I have witnessed firsthand that incredible work that UNICEF does for the children around the world, especially the victims and survivors of child marriage, displacement, war, sexual violence. But there's still so much work to do, and that is the fuel to my fire. The reason I'm so committed to this cause, and that is where my passion stems from. Because I know a girl's education not just empowers family, but community and economies. A result of her education, we all do better. It's just as simple as that. As influencers and entertainers sitting in this room, I feel that this is our social responsibilities to be the voice for the voiceless, which is why I applaud each and every woman sitting in this room for being such a fighter, for using your platform and your voice to contribute, to change, and for ensuring that there's not even one lost generation as long as we are alive. I would like to thank Variety and all of you for encouraging me and all of us in this room to keep going and fighting on. Thank you so much.
That was a fantastic performance. It truly highlighted the significance of woman power. Thank you so much, Anmol.